What is going on, y'all? Welcome back. Another episode of The Real. I'm your host, Steve Holmes. Thank you all for joining me. We've got a really big episode tonight. I'm happy to see y'all. And it kind of came together last minute over the weekend, but we've got our very own Coach Woodie will be joining us. And I'm really excited about it because we're getting ready to kick off the football season. And I know everybody is interested in how we're going to fare this year. And so I think we get a chance to check out what the team has been doing and how they've been preparing and how they're getting ready. So we're going to get to that. Thank you all. If you're in the comments, man, y'all say what's up. I think I see some of y'all coming in now. Oscar and Lucretia and McKinley. Listen, these are some of my normal regular watches. So I appreciate y'all. We got quite a bit to get to. We should have Coach Woodie right around 8:15 ish or so. But I got several things I got to get to before we dive into that. And I also got a special guest, Mr. Darrell Williams from the Hale Wildcats Network. He'll be joining us in a couple of moments. He and I will be talking to Coach. And listen, we're talking football tonight. So if y'all didn't come here to hear about the team, the season, all that stuff, listen, just go ahead and log off. We're talking football. All right. But let me get right to it. My real MVPs for the week, oddly enough, are the same three from last week. No new contributions this week, which is kind of strange for y'all. Normally, I get a couple every week, but it's okay. It's cool. Thank you to these three. I'm going to keep shouting you out. Eric, Vernon, and Adrian, I appreciate y'all for being supporters of the show. If you would like to support the show through a monetary donation, you can do so by giving to our Cash App down at the bottom. You become a real MVP. I shout you out every week, and I give you, some things to be proud about. Give me 1 second. We got Coach on, but I got him in a waiting room, but we still got a few things to go over before we bring him in. I just want to make sure we have enough time to talk with him. If you want to support the show, there's 3 ways you can do so. You can go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that's great. I think we had about 573, 74 followers. We're really trying to get up to about 1,000. That would be great. That's our first milestone. And so also you can follow us on IG and Facebook, the AV BCU. And then you can just contribute directly to the show through a donation at $ the AV BCU. And so that'll be great for us there. And let's move right along. In school news, y'all, listen, let me tell y'all something. It seems like every time I open my phone, there's either a new big donation to the school or some good piece of news that is happening. And we really are at an amazing time. I think it's just been absolutely amazing what the school has been doing. And it's like what they say in the church, every time I turn around, you keep blessing me, I just want to turn around in my chair. I ain't gonna do it, but that's kind of how it's been feeling lately. So big kudos to the team, Dr. Mosley, who's been absolutely on a tear since he's been in office, and his right hand, Dr. Paramore, she's been holding it down too. God bless both of them for their work and what they've been doing. And then a little bit of just news. I don't want to call it news. Housekeeping. There's an event that I was asked to kind of chat about a little bit, and this is the open house versus Alabama A&M on September 27th. I think you need to register. There's a deadline on the 19th of September. And it's supposed to be a big event on campus for students, family. Supposed to be a big deal. So make sure you pass the word around. I know they kind of started promoting it the last couple of days. So that'll be great. And then the biggest thing is last week we introduced our Golden Honors, which went live on this past Friday. And so far, the response has been amazing. We've gotten quite a few nominations, if you are going to nominate somebody, listen, go ahead and do it. Don't wait. I think you have until September 12th to do so. One thing you should remember is this is not like a popularity contest, right? So we're not like, it's not a however many like nominations you get or the person who gets the most nominations wins. It's we're looking for the most deserving alumni. So just keep that in mind as you guys are getting your nominations in, and just know you don't got to have 50 nominations from different people to, because we're gonna that is still, you're still one person. So we just want to be fair on that, and just to give everybody insight on the actual nomination categories. We've got 3 categories. We got the pre-alumni, which is our current seniors. You got to be classified as a senior, and then and we'll verify that. And then alumni that are 40 and under, which will probably be the biggest group, and then the alumni over 40. And so you all will get a chance. And the reason why we did this was, and this is not to take a shot at anything the school has done, but they used to have the 40 under 40. And if you were over 40 and you were like a late bloomer, right, in terms of like your career and the things that you've been doing, and you just weren't ready to get a 40 under 40 award, but now at this point in time, you're kicking butt. Well, we want to make sure that we can run the gamut on the types of people that we can recognize from the past, the present, and the future. And so young, medium aged, older aged, like we want to be able to like recognize all of the very best people that the school has to offer. So keep that in mind and get your nominations in, because our team is working hard. They've been meeting every week trying to pull this thing together. And listen, we're gonna do it right for y'all. All right, it's gonna be amazing. And I hope that I hope we just get more nominations. We do have quite a few. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not just saying that to you, but we in 2 days we've gotten 30 or 40 nominations. So I'm just saying, if y'all gonna nominate yourself, go ahead and do it. Not nominate yourself. If you're gonna nominate someone, you can't nominate yourself, but if you're gonna nominate someone, go ahead and do so. So yeah, listen, y'all. I really didn't want to waste too much time because we do have a really special guest tonight, and I'm gonna just bring both of them in at the same time. We've got Coach Woodie and Daryl. How you doing, Coach? How you doing, Daryl? Daryl's from Harold Wildcats, and Coach Woodie don't really need no introduction. Like, everybody knows who he is, and So, Coach, if you could do me a favor, your camera, could you tilt it down just a little bit? That way you can get so they can see your that beautiful mug you got there. All right, and then are you on mute or?
I'm right. I'm on now.
There you go. How you doing, man?
Outstanding. How you doing? Appreciate you having me on the show.
Listen, I'm just thankful that you found it not robbery to give us a little bit of time on game week. Like, we know what you guys are getting ready to go up against on. It's Friday night, correct? Yeah. And so,
Yes, sir.
man, I'm thankful. The team is thankful, and I got Mr. Darrell Williams here representing our football arm for the Cookman family with the Hale Wildcats team. So we just want to ask you some questions. We want to talk to you. We want to see how things are going. And so off the bat, how are you feeling heading into the game on Friday?
We feel good. I mean, the guys are excited. Obviously, when you practice back and forth, they want to see a different colored jersey now.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So, and I don't. I'll get to football in a second, but I don't know. I don't know if I read this somewhere or if I think I did read it somewhere, but they basically credit the team with like improving like the GPAs, and I feel like last year there was time restrictions and things, and that your team has basically gotten that under control, and you guys are able to like get your full practice time back. The GPAs have increased. Like, what can you tell us about that? And then like, what did you do to get the guys back in line with their grades?
Well, the standard always been, when the staff got in place several years ago, 2.0, and then our OSAS and our coaching staff understand that and hold our players to the highest standard. You know, OSAS did a great job setting our students athletes up to be successful, and we did obviously random class checks, weekly and daily academic check-ins, and paid close attention to all of our student athletes.
Definitely, and I'm glad that. Do you know the overall GPA? I feel like it was like a 3.2 or 3.3 or something like that.
Yeah, it went from 2 years ago from a 2.4, and we had 20 guys ineligible, to a 3.23,
Wow.
and no one is ineligible. So the guys have been working hard. Obviously, administration, Coach AD Reggie Theus put some things in place, and obviously we just followed the program and the standards that was put in place, and it worked.
Yeah. How has the vibe been with Dr. Mosley? Like, what has obviously, I know you guys are locked in on like practice right now, but do you feel anything different with just like the beat of the campus and the school? Like, what can you tell us about how you personally been feeling since he's been on campus?
I tell you what, I mean, it's been great. Obviously, you have a leader in place. It's been a while. Just looking from afar. Not understanding. How many years we've been without a president. But Dr. Mosley, man, he embodies everything we believe in here, and has brought his own mantra. To BCU, rising all of us all in. So we're excited about all of that.
Definitely, definitely. So you're going into year three. It's a critical year for like everybody. What what is different about this year that you didn't think was like present, or like what do you think is different about this year versus your first 2 years? And do you think we'll see whatever that difference is on Saturday and the Saturdays to come?
Yeah, great. That's a great question. The first two seasons, we had to show our players every little thing and get them accustomed to the standards. Now our athletes know what to expect, and they go about it like pros. They come to work and go to work. They was just showing up. But I say, hey guys, you got to come to work and go to work. On time mean late, early is on time. The structure is in place, and our guys have been rising to all the challenges we throw at them.
Definitely. Daryl, what you got, man?
Coach, thanks for having me here. Good to see you, man.
Good to
Getting
see you
ready
too.
for, yes, sir, definitely getting ready for Friday night. Coach, just we have some fans who are new to sports, new to football. You named captains the other day, Christian Loving, AJ Hall, and Max Tootin. What goes into naming a captain for all our fans out there?
Well, we look at you have to. It's two words. That's do right, and then you have to prove it. And those guys have proved it. Throughout the summer, the spring. I mean, coming into the fall. Obviously, we have our players vote, and then at the end of the day, myself and the coaches, we made that final decision. So it was clear that their peers voted for them to represent this program.
Great, Coach. Great. That's great to hear. Some great captains that we have for this year's team. As Steven said earlier, off of APR restrictions, more practice time, things of that nature. We've been waiting for that for a while. How has that played into coming into this year's preparing for this season?
Well, when you have an opportunity to practice, obviously, these players, it's all about repetition. So it's just like in the classroom, you have to study, you have to rehearse, you have to go over things. You got all these different type of learners. So as a coach, you have to fit their learning styles, and with more time, you can do so.
Definitely so. Definitely so, Coach. Another addition to that, finally on campus locker room and showers to go with, the new practice field and things of that nature. How has that also helped you with uh, maintaining everything right there on campus, practice time, not players not having to leave early to go shower wherever they can do it right there behind the practice field?
Well, we have the utmost pride in everything that we have. I definitely appreciate, again, administration. AD Reggie Theus, obviously George Bright, Deputy AD, for leading the charge, and the administration on getting us a locker room on campus because, we have the theme love equals time. If you love someone, you spend time with them. So
Amen.
having a locker room on campus, those guys can spend time with each other and then also with the coaches.
Definitely so. Definitely so, coach. And being a coach myself, we don't get in the game plan. We keep those war strategies a secret. But some of the fans have asked questions as far as what kind of offense can we expect from BCU this year.
Well, basically, we're going to have to run the ball, and we must run the ball. And I think we're going to have a chance to do both. Obviously, it's all about the personnel that you have. And I said before the season started, even in the spring, we must run the ball. So we're going to definitely be able to run the ball. And if you can run the ball, that open up the pass as well. And then gives the defense an opportunity to rest and play good defense. And then obviously win in the hidden yardage on special teams. So we definitely going to be able to run the ball this year.
Can I jump in there real quick there?
Yeah, of
What
course.
hearing you say run the ball, one of my questions was going to be what are you most excited about? Like, and I know you don't want to give up too much, but what are you most excited about? If you don't mind sharing about this particular edition of the team, like what do you look at every day in practice and be like, oh yeah,
Well, I tell you what, our run game coordinator Brandon Washington, who obviously played at Miami and then obviously moved on and coached at a couple areas. He ended up we hired him from Central Florida. He was an analyst there, and I tell you what, he brings the aggressiveness approach. When we started, we had 7 offensive linemen. Now we have 17. So that's gonna be a stellar for us. Having the depth and then seeing those guys progress to be able to run the ball because we started 3 freshmen last year up front, and now we have those guys returning. So we're excited about that, and obviously we have running backs by committee. I think all of them can run the ball.
By all means. Coach, now we'll flip to the other side of the ball. The question is, what will be your defensive approach, and what improvements can we expect from years past with the defense?
Well, I think what you have in our defense. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run to the ball, and they're going to rake at the ball. We want to make sure that we're gap sound. Everyone understands. It's a A, it's a B, it's a C, it's a D gap. So just being able to understand our whole defense philosophy and having those guys play fast and building the wall up front, and then obviously forcing them to pass.
Most definitely, Coach. So we'll be looking forward to that. My
Yes,
last
sir.
question is: you're going to formidable foe that you're familiar with, coming from FAU, playing FIU, and then the head coach there, with it being Willie Simmons. So you have a lot of familiarity with Coach Simmons. What? How do you feel coming into this football game?
Well, I tell you what, Coach Simmons, he and I, we're good friends. We talk definitely consistently, and he has 50 new players. I know what he did when he was at FAMU University. Obviously, he's a great offensive mind. Then going over to Duke, I'm sure he picked up some things from there. But I know he's trying to make sure that all of his guys that he recruited in the portal, have some form of continuity. But I feel like they're going to be ready, just like we're going to be ready.
Definitely, definitely. That's all I have, Stephen.
cool.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Looking forward to Friday night. We'll be there with all the Wildcat fans behind us, and hail Wildcats.
Hell, Wildcats, and appreciate you, Darryl, with all the help and support you've
Yes,
given.
sir. You're very much welcome, Coach.
I
Thank
do
you.
have a few more questions for you, Coach, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
So if let's just say and just play this game with me. You get a
Okay.
chance to look into the future on Saturday. Let's just hypothetically say you wake up Saturday and you got to win against FIU. When you look at the box score and the stat sheets, what would it tell you? that you won the game or how you won the game?
Well, just going back to our mantra, smart, fast, physical and aggressive, and obviously the things that we've been talking about since the spring, being intentional with the technique and the fundamentals and the attention to detail.
Definitely. And here's a kind of I think a bit of a more pointed question. How has it been for you in the portal and NIL landscape, and how effective do you think Bethune-Cookman has been in navigating and helping you to navigate the portal and the NIL?
Well, I really feel that's a good question as well. The landscape is different now
Mm-hmm.
than several years ago. I think we've done a good job doing thorough backgrounds on the guys who are in the portal and just leaning on relationships, just trying to find out any issues. Obviously you got to be real careful. You don't want to bring bad locker room guys in there. So we've been kind of leaning on our relationships and not too much getting a whole lot of guys out the portal. I mean, I had a different approach of getting, young guys. We signed, 20 guys from the Wildcat territory that was freshmen, over the last 3 years. So you have to be real careful
Yeah.
getting guys out of the portal, because you don't know who you're going to get just because they're a 3 or 4 star. They may be a negative attitude and tear up your locker room.
Definitely. So that kind of leads me to my next question with respect to like experience. How, and I don't know if you know the answer to this, but I imagine you probably have some idea. But when it comes to the experience of our team versus other teams in the conference, would you consider this current roster an older roster or a younger roster? Because sometimes it's hard to tell, especially with the portal and things, and you don't know. It's hard to track that kind of thing on like the internet and looking at the roster. But how do you, or not how do you feel, but what can you tell me about the experience and then how it measures up to other peer institutions or teams?
Well, I really think, looking at our roster, I mean, we're still young. Like I said, I mean, we played guys early, to obviously get the experience and get the guys that believe in what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think looking at other teams in, our conference, they've been hitting the portal really hard. I mean, they're going to have a lot of seniors, they're going to have a lot of transfers with a lot of experience. And like I said, we don't rent players, we develop them here.
Yeah, and that's actually, I guess that was probably the greater question is right. Are we taking the development approach, or are we doing what other schools are doing, and we just Kentucky basketball in this thing and one and done, and the development route I think is probably, I think it may take some time, and this is just my opinion. You probably know better than me. It probably takes a little bit more time to get the ball rolling on that. But once you've got a full class of players that you've developed, and if they end up being really good players, that will pay you 10 times just going out and getting a player for a year, who's going to be here this year and then they going the next to some other school, you know.
And yes, I agree, Stephen. It's basically when you develop those guys, and like I say, our administration, starting with AD Reggie Theus, he's putting things in place so at least we can keep some of those guys, because at the end of the day, you play these young guys, they have outstanding years, and there you go, someone wants to take them, so we're working hard to get things established, and I'm excited about where we're going.
I believe you. I'm gonna ask you, and then I'm gonna let you go. I am going to ask you a question that I know you're not gonna answer. I already know you're not gonna answer it because coaches love to talk around answers sometimes. But I'm gonna still ask it.
Okay, yes, sir.
If you had to give yourself a number of wins this year, where do you guys think you're gonna hit?
Better than last year.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. All right, I'm gonna take that, and I'm not gonna. I'm all right. That's fair. That's
That's
fair.
good.
That's fair. That's fair.
We're gonna surprise some people, but I can tell you better than last year.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. Listen, man, everybody's rooting for you, man. And let me say this: I think, and I hate to put this pressure on like you and the team. But if
Yes.
you kind of just look at, I think, the trajectory of the school where it's been the last couple of months, like everybody's just waiting for the football team. Because let me tell you something: when y'all get that thing cooking again, man, it is going to be a party in Daytona for a long time. And so that's what we're all waiting on. And I think everybody's rooting for the team. We just ready to get back to our winning ways. We believe in you. I believe in you. And I'm glad I got the opportunity, man, to sit and talk with you, pick your brain a little bit. And I just thank you for all the time you spend, building up our young men. Because sometimes you get them, they're rough around the edges. They don't
Yes,
they
sir.
don't know what they don't know, and sometimes they need some guidance. So thank you to you, all the rest of the coaches, the staff, AD Theas, George Bright that helped us get this tonight, and I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, man. I've heard nothing but great things about you. I feel honored, just being on your show.
Yeah. So you need me to play on Friday or?
Maybe one. You got one good play for me.
I got, man. Don't tempt me. I'll be down. Listen, I suit up.
we we got the jersey. We got the number.
All right, man. Listen, thank you, and I ain't gonna hold you. Thank you, and
Steven, can I ask him one question?
oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so Coach, will there
Yes, sir.
be a new look this year as far as maybe material, uniform?
Yeah, it will be. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, Alvin White Jr., he's chomping at the bits to bring it out.
Oh, he over
Gotcha.
the look this year?
Yeah, yeah, he's been over it.
Oh, he has. Yeah, he has. He has.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well, I'm gonna let him cook. All right,
We'll
I'm
be
gonna let him
looking this. We'll be looking forward to it.
cook. Yeah.
yes, sir.
All right, Coach.
All
I
right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
appreciate
sir.
you
We'll see
all.
you
Thank you,
Friday
man.
night. Yes, sir. Thank
Yes,
you. Let's
sir.
go Wildcats.
All right,
Yes,
Daryl.
sir. Hail
Daryl's
Wildcat.
Hail
Hail
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Daryl, stay on. All right, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yo, that was great, man. Like that was fantastic. Coaches, why y'all, man? Listen, man. Y'all not finna do this to me in the comments. Y'all are not finna do this to me in the
They ain't
comments.
gonna do you like that.
No,
The
man. Come on,
the,
man.
the best players are the ones who come out of the stands.
Yeah, dog.
You know
Let
what
me
I'm
let me
saying?
let me get you back up on the screen. So let's talk a little bit about this. Uh, I've got high hopes. I will say I don't have my expectations are just kind of like I just wait and see. It's just wait and see because you just don't know how guys are gonna respond, and because I knew what I forgot to ask. I was gonna ask him about money games. How he felt about having to go up against the Miamis and the FIUs, but you know,
Uh, from previous discussions, I mean, he's not against them, but when you have what happened, 2 years ago, to your quarterbacks and things of
yeah,
that nature, that's
yeah,
when it kind of gets to a point where, you know, I know we got to have them, but let me make sure my depth chart is good, so
yeah, yeah, and I'm
make a
I'm
good showing, but not,
yeah.
yeah,
Do you? So let me ask you, I know he's not going to answer this question, but maybe you and I can kind of put our heads together. FIU is a team like. Do you think they open up the playbook against FIU? Like, is that a team that you say we're gonna go out here and we're just gonna just do our thing, or do they go vanilla like against Miami and just see what the end gonna be?
I think you go medium, and what I mean by medium, you run some things, not everything, but you run some things that against a better competition. I think you run some things to say, hey, when it gets to our league play, this will work. Let's see how it works against some guys who let's be real about it. Have a better training table, better weight room. Weights are weights. I know that's what we say, but there's a little more that goes into it, and there's a lot of teams we play who uh, have those things like protein readily available to them.
Yeah, keep
So
talking because my
yeah,
camera done went funky on me. Let me try to get this thing.
no problem, man. So
All right, there we go. I'm back. I had to reset it.
you can compete against those guys. It's different than when we were playing the FIUs back in the days and things of that nature. But you can accomplish some great things against those guys. Um, Coach Simmons is going to have them ready, but I also know that in Coach Woodie's mindset, he's going to have our guys ready. And
Yep.
from talking to some of our guys, I know they're ready to go against some of these guys. It's competition that they're used to. And a
Yeah.
lot of the guys we're going to be playing against, a lot of our team played against in high school.
Yeah.
So
Jason Gatlin says, "What's the biggest difference you've seen at the practices?"
the camaraderie, the guys flying to the ball, the way the offense is ran. So it's like none other.
Yeah.
Honestly, like better than we've seen in some years past, and that's not to knock anybody. It's just how fluid it is. We get in practice, we get out of there, and I've seen to where we're getting the ball in the playmakers' hands.
I was gonna say, and do you think that is just more a more focused philosophy from that Coach Pimp? That's what they call him.
Yeah, pimp.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'll let a lot of people in on a little secret. I'm sure a lot of people know, but Coach Pimp is pretty much the one who called the classic. And I
We
think
could
the
tell it
final
was
score of
different.
that
We could tell it was different. I did. First thing I
so,
said, I'm like, this is
yeah.
not the same thing. Like,
And the togetherness from Coach Pimp and Coach Woody, they've been a lot of places together. So there's that mesh there that happens, and we're just going to see some better ball. We're
yeah,
we're going to see some better ball on both sides of the ball. As you said, Coach Pimp took over the offense and working with the quarterbacks, and then you got uh, Pat Brown working with the running backs. Came to us from he was at Valdosta State where they compete for a national
yeah,
championship.
yeah.
He
Serious
goes to
program.
Abilene Christian, and then comes back home to where it all started for him to where he made definitely a name for himself. So
Yeah.
uh,
Cool 45 asks. He says, y'all may have answered this already, but what will be the strength of our team this year? What Coach kind of said it's going to be the run game, um, which is saying something because we lost our top running back to the portal, or
yeah,
well, he was about to be
Troy.
our top.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Troy. Dennis Palmer, and that was a guy that went crazy on A&M at the Classic. So if he's still saying that the running game is our strength, that's saying a lot. That's saying
I
a
will
lot.
say this much, and this is an insider thing. So if you're listening in, uh, we didn't lose anything in the running game. It might have actually bolstered it
Wow,
quite a bit. So,
that's good
and
to
that's a combination of players who came in and bringing Pat in to work with Coach Pimpleton. Um, on the defensive side, we have co-defensive coordinators. So Coach Mounds, who comes well regarded in his coaching career, he's there to assist Coach Wimberly as a co-defensive coordinator.
yeah.
So attacking is going to be one of our biggest things, and not catching. In years past, we've caught people, and if anybody watched the Southern Central game the other night, you got to
Oh
come tackle.
yeah.
You
Oh
got
man.
to come tackle, man. Um, and even though Southern got dealt a blow against Central, their running back still got off. So we still got those are
Yes.
people we face down the line. But everybody's going to bring their A game. We're going to be tested definitely the first 3 games of the season early, being on the road. Um, but I think our team is ready, and if we can just keep injuries away,
Yeah.
uh, like Coach said, we're going to be better than last year. and the year before that.
It feels that way. It feels that way. I just think everybody's got PTSD, man. Because we've been listen.
For
It
sure.
for him it's been 2 years, but for us it's been like 4, and it's really
Yes.
been 6 years of just being, not even so. Yeah, everybody's just like, yo, dog, like. Can we just hurry up and be good again? Like, do we have to go?
Right.
Do we have to go
Right.
through this to be good again? But sometimes you do.
Yeah. And I think what everyone has to look at, we all want to win, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We all want to win, but it's about winning the right way. Um, you know, bringing that GPA up, overall team GPA, so everyone's able to dress out Saturday. It's not academics. Hey, I'm gonna miss this season
Yeah.
or miss this game because of academics. Then we're off of APR restrictions, so the practice we can get a full practice in.
Now, how did
Then
now with the APR situation? How many minutes do they lose from like their practice? Like how does what's the grand effect of being on APR
you
restrictions?
you lose about 4 hours a week of practice. Yeah,
That's
which
a
is a
lot.
lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
which
a
is a
lot.
lot in football terms. One big plus behind that we had to experience last year, and even coming into the spring is when the our players had to leave practice an hour earlier to go shower and things of that nature, and
Yeah.
that cut about half of the team. So halfway through practice, you might not even have a full team to you know get to the
Yeah.
meat of practice. So
Yeah.
now with having those facilities there, that added a lot
I hadn't
along
been
with
in.
APR.
Yeah, I hadn't been in there yet into the locker rooms, but I saw the picture. It looks they did a really good job on it. Looks really good.
Really good job,
Yeah.
and it's helping with recruiting also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's serving this purpose for
Yeah.
sure.
So let's do this. While I still have everybody here, I want you there to tell the people about the Hell Wildcats show that you guys have on Thursday nights. Like, and before I let them go, let me let y'all know when I need to figure out information about our football team, and I'm trying to get into like granular details about the game. Thursday nights, I'm watching Daryl and the team, and Jerry and Ralph
Larry
and
and
Larry,
Ralph, yeah,
and
yeah,
these
man.
guys know this team front, forward, back, and side to side. But you go ahead, tell us about the show and hit it.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're thankful to be back for another season. Thankful to our huge sponsor, Alpha One Staffing, and Miss Gary Harris over there. And this year, we're at a new location. The guys are chomping at the bit. Larry, Ralph, and Jerry. They were I asked them about coming on tonight, but they're preparing for Thursday night
Yeah.
at 7:30. We will be on Facebook and YouTube, but we will be at a new location. Thankful to the owners of Urban Ash Cigars and Hookahs over on 601
Oh,
Main
y'all gonna be
Street.
on there doing hookahs live on the show?
We won't be doing it because
Oh
we're
man.
all athletes.
Oh man, live a little, man. Live a little.
Man, I tell you what. uh, After some wins this year,
Right.
you never
Okay.
know
All
what
right.
might happen. So
Yeah.
we'll leave it
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We will be on some nights providing cigars for people. So I'm gonna let people know now. After a win, there'll be cigars for the first 25 people who come to.
Oh snap.
Provided by Hale Wildcats Gridiron
Oh
Show.
snap.
First 25 people who show up for the show. So
Victory
7:30.
cigars.
Yes, sir.
I like
Definitely.
it. I like it. I
Victory
like it.
cigars. So
Yeah, man.
uh,
So
we're looking forward to it.
yeah, so folk in the comments, man, and listen, y'all have been doing great tonight. I'm seeing a lot of people. Nick Rawls, man, I see you out there, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Mr. Ronald Hunt, that's one of our faves. Thank you for joining.
Definitely.
Westine Lodge,
Name
my
of
brother Brian
Lodge.
Blair, Jason, Lucretia, Sky Confection, Chantel. I see y'all out there. I see y'all. A lot of my faves are here. And look, Shannon, what's up, buddy? So yeah, listen, we're excited about the year. And I just wanted to make sure that we all got a chance to talk to to Coach Woodie and kind of just, like I said, pick his brain because I feel like everybody's very, very invested in the team, in particular this year. And I'm not gonna say the thing that makes this year very, very important. But it's a big year. It's a big year, and so we just want to make sure that number one, the team's got everything they need and they can get out and compete to the highest level, and that they got our support as fans. Y'all are going down, right? Y'all are do y'all
Yeah,
bus thing?
we're leaving at 1 o'clock on Saturday. I'm sorry, Friday. We still have seats available. Go on letsgowildcats.org if you want to travel down with us for a great time as we take on the FIU Panthers. Hey, Steve, there's a lot of great changes that went on during the summer leading into this year. We had some of our coaches going to seminars and camps and things of that nature. Nick Collins intern with the Packers, and then a couple of our players, even Cam Ransom, went to a HBCU quarterback.
I think I saw a video of him at
Symposium.
some
Yeah,
event. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
and so it was just like, okay, we have. I don't want to say we finally arrived, but it's like, okay, let's do what the people who win championships do. Let's include this stuff into our program. We got the grades, we got everything set. So let's add this stuff to it, and it helps you professionally and what you're doing, and to have a complete program.
Yeah.
And that's what Coach Woody is all about, is having a program. As he says, the standard is the standard, and there's only one way to do it, and that's the right way.
Yep. Yep. Well, look, my brother, I think guys, it's been real. I'm gonna close this thing out, but I just want to thank you for coming on and talking some football with me. We got to do this again as the season goes, and now that I'm on Tuesdays, y'all on Thursdays, you can't turn me down. So, because I know you ain't doing no show.
No,
So,
definitely so, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. Thanks for having Coach on, man. It's great for the fans and everyone to hear from Coach. It's exciting. Let's get behind our football team and keep on supporting them. All our athletics. Let's get behind them as Bethune-Cookman's doing some great things, and it's so great. And thank you, Steve, for all you've done for the school, especially with unveiling with Dr. Mosley and things of
yeah,
that nature. That goes a long way to helping not just sports fans, but the whole school, to bring that camaraderie back together and that old Bethune-Cookman spirit.
yeah, man.
And we're gonna keep it going. So
Definitely. I'm
stay
I'm I'm
tuned.
a, I'm a
Yeah,
mere
stay
vessel, and I
tuned.
appreciate you guys. And listen,
Yes,
tune
sir.
in Thursday night. They're on Facebook Live, also on YouTube. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That is correct.
The Hell
Yes, sir.
Wildcats Gridiron Show. Go find them on Facebook. Follow them. Subscribe. Do all the things. And we'll see y'all Thursday, man.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Steve. God bless you, man. Hail
Yeah.
Wildcats.
Hell Wildcats, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was my pal, Mr. Daryl Williams. That was great. That was great. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna change subjects for a second. Did y'all see what's happening down at Florida Memorial? Apparently, there is like a bit of a coup going on with their presidency and the board of trustees. I'm only telling y'all this because we just came out of this, and it looks like Florida Memorial is going through something similar, but theirs is almost, it appears to be a little bit more sinister because a board member stepped down to become the interim president and then kind of weaseled his way into naming himself the full-time president, but the board didn't know about it, which is like insane. So they've got a mess down there at Florida Memorial. And that just got me to thinking, what on earth um what on earth inspires a person to go to an institution or a school like Florida Memorial or Bethune-Cookman and like just just try to take it over. We had that here. We had a person, I'm not going to say the name, but we had a person on our board that essentially kind of tried to do the same thing. And I'm just wondering, what's in the psyche of a person that is doing that, not realizing the effects, the long-term effects that they cause. And this type of stuff, it's one thing to have issues on the board. That's with predominantly white institutions. That's with HBCU. That's nothing new. But the leadership, man, at some of our schools, we just got to be better. We got to be better. Let me go to the comments and see what y'all are out here talking about. Mr. Jackson says, I'm looking forward to the Wildcats having a great football season. I think we all are. Nick says, Woody's got the right kind of kids in place, institutional buy-in and fan support. I believe that. Emma Price says, great show. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're tuning in. If you saw it, Adrian, it is crazy. And Mr. Hunt says it sounds all too familiar. Private institutions, yeah, that's part of it too. Some of it is just we're insulated to a degree, but then because private institutions don't have the same oversight as a public institution, things that happen to us and Florida Memorial tend to happen. But then the public institutions, I don't know if y'all seen the School Up North's president. There's a clip of her talking. Man, I almost feel bad for that school in Tallahassee, because she just don't. Yeah, you know how something just don't fit. It just don't fit. Marva Johnson does not fit as president at that school, and it looks like she's trying so hard, and it's just not. It's not hitting. It's not hitting. And I don't know how long that lady's gonna last there, but they don't like her. And then when you kind of see how she comes off, man, it just feels so disingenuous. She's trying, but man, oh man. Shout out Hell Wildcats Gridiron Show. If y'all want to, go follow them on YouTube. This is their page that they're commenting from. Ron says there, FLOMO equals greed, power, and yeah, I'm not going to say the acronym, but yes. Yeah. Well, y'all, I'm not going to belabor unless y'all got any questions in the comments that y'all want to shoot to me. I'll wait a minute because it's a little bit delayed. But what did y'all think about Coach Woodie? How are y'all feeling about the game on Friday and the upcoming season? This I want y'all to do. Put y'all season predictions in the comments. Put your records in the comments, and let's see if we all on the same page. I'm just interested to see what some of y'all think our record is going to be. I think we play 10 games this year, or maybe it's 12. It's either 10 or 12. I don't know. Let's just say we play 10 games. Matter of fact, I can look, but I want y'all to tell me what y'all think our record is going to be at the end of the season. And I'll tell y'all mine. I'll give y'all my prediction because I don't have another show until next Tuesday. I'll give y'all my game prediction, my season prediction in a second. So put your I'm trying to do 9 things at once. All right. So let's see. We got the football schedule. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we got 12 games. All right. Let's see what we got. Jason Gatlin. 4-6. Shannon says 3-7. Lucretia says 4-6. Y'all are depressing me right now. This is depressing. This the best one we got. Miss Gloria says 5-5. That feels realistic. Now Shannon, come on now. You done added 2 games and both of them was losses. Come on, man. Mr. Emmett says 3-7. Mr. Hunt says 4-8. Ron Blair, we got 6-6. Another 6-6. Very optimistic. Mr. Jackson says 6-6. Snap. Now, all right, now, Hell Wildcats. Now that's the authority. They are the authority. They say 8-4. That feels, man. Where do you go 8-4? Like we winning the swag. And then we gotta give him a statue. I'm lying. We're not giving him a statue. Not yet. But if he beat Jackson State, FAMU, and we go and we playing in Celebration Bowl in December, which would be so incredible, y'all. Because I know I live in Atlanta. I never get to see the team like almost ever, unless it's homecoming or something. But man, that'd be great. Daryl is warning us. He's saying do not sleep on this team. I tell y'all, I get all of my information from these guys. So if he is confidently saying don't sleep on this team, y'all, don't sleep on this team. Don't sleep on this team. I feel, I feel confident that we'll be better for sure, but it's like I just don't know. I don't want to set myself up to get hurt again, because I was crying after that Clark game last year. Johnny Mam says, can you invite Mr. P on for an interview? That is something that me and a couple of other people have kind of been talking about. Yeah, so that is very possible. That is very possible. Willie Wilkerson says it's hard to win the money games. Yeah, well, you could either have the money or you can have the win, but in most cases you can't have both. So when we go to Miami, we getting the money. FIU, we might be able to get both. I don't know. But listen, if we come out the gate and we're competitive with FIU, then 8-4 looks that can feel kind of promising. So I'm okay, but I just need to see how we look on Friday. She says, I cried too, Steve. All of my CAU friends are still reminding me. Yeah. One of my daughter's best friends, her mom is like the finance person for Clark Atlanta. So she was looking at me so crazy after that game last year, because I was talking down to her and just like, oh yeah, Clark, we should get y'all out of, by 2 or 3 quarters. We'll get y'all out of there. And boy, I can't even tell you how much I had to eat my words when I saw her there on that Monday. And she just looked at me and just like, and we got y'all money. I'm like, oh, snap. But whatever. Dale says, can't judge anything from the first 2 games. The true test is South Carolina State University. Now that I agree with. It will be hard to gauge anything on Friday. And I tell y'all this every year. We can't look at the money games like at all. We can't look at money games at all because we are typically they got bigger budgets, better facilities, deeper rosters, better players. We're going into that. We're going into those matchups with one hand tied behind our backs. So if we come out of the gate, and we've lost to FIU and Miami, we're 0-2, that's not the time to panic. The time to panic is if we get blown out at South Carolina State and we play close to Edward Waters. That would be like kind of panic time. But you go competitive against South Carolina State because they're going to be a tough out in any year, right? But we competitive there, and if we handle our business against Edward Waters, which we should, that game should not be close. It should not be close. But Brian Jenkins is there, y'all. So we know he can coach. So, we just got to do our thing, man. He says Daryl calls you Steven can't be trusted. What? Shannon, yeah, we on the same wavelength. We can't listen. We can't lose there. Cannot lose to Edward Waters. Can't lose to E-Dub. Can't happen. All right, so that was cool. I'm gonna let y'all go. This has been fun. Listen, if you have not, it's 75 people watching this. I think I can see on my screen 75 people. If you have not hit the subscribe button by now, please hit the subscribe button. Follow the show. If you want to be a contributor to the show and support our show, again, remember we're grassroots. Everything we do it by many hands. And so you got our Cash App there. It goes straight to the show. We use it to pay our subscription bills or equipment or things we just, that come out for the show. And so helping us out is greatly appreciated. Golden Honors. Listen, y'all, it's going to be a big deal. Make sure you submit whomever. If you feel like there's a great alumni out there that's doing really good work, please nominate them. We want to make sure we know who you are. We want to make sure we know how great of an individual you are, and we want to reward you. We want to be a blessing to the people that are holding up the legacy of Dr. Bethune. So I think that's kind of where we are. I think. Let's see. Yeah. That's it, y'all. So, thank y'all for joining me tonight. I don't know why my music ain't playing, but it's just weird. But that's all I got. I don't have no more show. I got nothing else to talk about. I think we had Woody doing his thing, and so yeah. And it's not welcome to the show, y'all. This is actually the ending of the show. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining me, and I will see y'all next week. Hell, Wildcats, send a prayer up for our football team. We need a win, or at the very least, we need to be competitive. All right? I love y'all. Thank you for the support. Catch y'all next week. Peace.